Hi, my name is Paige and welcome to my channel. On this channel we talk about teaching skills and resources to help you on your online teaching journey. In this video I will share my 5 reasons why you should become an independent online teacher and teach your own private students. So I have 5 reasons, even though there are many. I've narrowed it down to just 5. There are a lot of reasons why it was no longer sustainable for me personally to work through online teaching platforms like GoGoKid, VIPKid, or OutSchool. And the purpose of this video is just to give my top 5 reasons why so that you can decide if you would like to maybe become an independent online teacher. So 5th reason is flexibility and the ability to truly own my own business. When you are an independent contractor through a company, you don't have any role in the business, even if they invite you to do additional things. I know that for me, I did a lot of roles at GoGoKid. I did workshops, I was a teacher trainer, I was a brand contributor, and I never was more than an independent contractor, even though I was made to feel like I was a part of like a bigger family feeling at the company. I was just an independent contractor at the end of the day. And I had no agency or ability to influence decisions or policies. So when the credit score was revised, my pay went down, that sort of thing. The other thing that happens is, as an independent teacher, you don't have to follow policies set by a company. You set your own policies. So that really has been helpful to kind of set my own rules because it's my business. I run it, I do a lot of work for it, but I make the rules. The 4th reason is control over my schedule and who I taught. It's really kind of a mystery sometimes how your schedule appears to parents and students on online teaching platforms. Sometimes I would open slots and parents and students would not be able to even see that I'd opened a class, which was difficult because if I was trying to have long-term relationships with students, I couldn't guarantee that I had classes with them. So I was not able to really decide who was coming into my classroom. And as a teacher, you know, if you get a list of students from a school and you're an employee, that's one thing. But if you're an independent contractor, you really should be able to make your own decisions about who you're contracted to work with. You shouldn't be told who to teach. In my mind, that was one of the many things that made the independent contract work I did through the companies kind of over more towards the employee line. If you were to analyze it in a court and you were to lay everything out, that would be one of the big things that would eke it over the line towards, is this an employee? Is this independent contractor? But that's not what this video is about. Control is really important. Autonomy is really important, which leads me to my next reason. Autonomy over what you teach. So on an online teaching platform, they give you lessons, which is nice, but they also have a lot of mandates and rules for how you're supposed to teach. Like, you should be smiling the entire time and never yawn or drink some water. You also should always give a secondary reward. I can't tell you how many times I had to say that in a workshop when I wanted to like scream internally like, rewards can be a waste of time. They would sometimes even like time how long you'd have to be on certain pages of the curriculum, and heaven forbid you like didn't finish all the slides even if the student was late. Standardization and tying the teacher's hands towards how they're supposed to teach doesn't help once you know what you're doing. If the teacher needs some guidance, I understand why those rules are in place, but as an experienced teacher, I found that those rules, more often than not, got in the way. Reason number 2 was the ability to better serve my students and families. So when I was mandated on what to teach and I wasn't able to actually guarantee students I wanted to work with slots, it put me in a really big predicament working on platforms. Do I not form long-term relationships? And for me, I want to be able to have a long-term relationship with students. I don't want to have this revolving door of people in and out of my classroom because although speed dating can be fun, going on first dates over and over again is exhausting. Eventually you want to kind of settle down and have your core group of students or that kind of thing. I'm not someone that does well being put in high stress situations every day at 4 in the morning. And that's what the platforms ended up being for me, is because I had so many 5-star ratings. People came to my class with really high expectations. I would have people come in and I would not know anything about them. I would not know anything about their expectations, and I would do an okay class, so I thought, and then I might a few days later get a scathing review that I didn't do X, Y, and Z, and that I wasn't that great of a teacher. But if I'd been able to have a dialogue with that parent and like plan and know what they wanted ahead of time, I would have been able to better serve them. But the platform and not being able to really know who was coming into my classroom, not being able to adjust anything, it just didn't make sense anymore, and it created so much stress in my life. When you have to constantly worry about things outside of your control, you're not able to be as effective in your craft as a teacher, in my personal opinion. And the number one reason, payment. I want to earn more money over time. I don't want to earn less money. At GoGo Kid, I had the highest base rate and I was making $25 an hour. Then policy changes slowly whittled that down to be less and less and less. And if you have more experience, it's really difficult to accept less money per class. And when you own your own business, you might have to, when you're first starting out, offer cheaper classes as you build up your experience, but over time, you're the one that sets your prices. So when I know that I'm delivering more value in my classes, I'm the one that sets the price. And so I can adjust things and I can work with my clients on that. When you are told that you can't change your prices, it can also create a really imbalanced relationship between supply and demand, and that is what I experienced on the platforms. I could not teach enough classes. I could have opened every single slot and there would have been more demand because, you know, they paid the platform, they wanted to use up their classes, and I only made a certain amount per class. So if I wanted to make more money, I had to teach more. These days, if I want to make more money, I could consider upgrading packages, putting more in the package than just classes. I could consider increasing my rate. I could also consider doing other work in my business. When you are an independent contractor in a platform, you have to just take what's offered, and you either leave it on the table or you take it. That's it. They don't really negotiate with you at all. So those are my top 5 reasons for becoming an independent teacher. It got to a point where it really just was not sustainable. And I'm not saying that platforms are all bad. Platforms really helped me become a very experienced and confident online teacher. I learned so much from my time on platforms. I reflect back on it and I really can't believe the teacher that had the first class at VIP Kid is the same person that's sitting here in front of this camera today. I used to be incredibly shy. I used to not have a lot of the skills that I have now of using technology, integrating things as I go, running my own operation. All of those things I would not be able to do today if it were not for my experience on platforms. So I'm really grateful for those opportunities, but it is well past time for me to have my own business. And if you have anything that I'm saying resonating with you, if you feel like you're nodding your head in agreement, then it's probably time for you to start creating something of your own, really thinking about your own teaching business. So I invite you to sound off in the comments below. Tell me, are you already an independent teacher? Are you just starting to work with your own private students? Do you have any questions? I will be building an entire playlist on this channel all about independent teaching and resources. I am just coming off of maternity leave. It is October 2021 when I'm filming this, so I can't put everything out right away, but I promise more content is coming soon. Catch you later. Thank you so much. I hope you can like and subscribe for more content. Bye.